One day, Molly the milkmaid had filled her pails with milk. Her job was to milk the cows and then bring the milk to the market to sell. Molly loved to think about what to spend her money on. As she filled the pails with milk and went to market, she again thought of all the things she wanted to buy. As she walked along the road, she thought of buying a cake and a basket full of fresh strawberries. A little further down the road, she spotted a chicken. She thought, with the money I get from today, I'm going to buy a chicken of my own. That chicken will lay eggs, then I will be able to sell milk and eggs and get more money. She continued, with more money, I will be able to buy a fancy dress and make all the other milkmaids jealous. Out of excitement, Molly started skipping, forgetting about the milk in her pails. Soon, the milk started spilling over the edges, covering Molly. Drenched, Molly said to herself, "Oh no, I will never have enough money to buy a chicken now." She went home with her empty pails. "Oh, my goodness, what happened to you?" Molly's mother asked. "I was too busy dreaming about all the things I wanted to buy that I forgot about the pails," she answered. "Oh, Molly, my dear, how many times do I need to say, don't count your chickens until they hatch?"
Lived in a house with a garden. The old miser used to hide all his gold coins under stones in his garden. Every night, before he went to bed, the miser went out into his garden to count his coins. He continued the same routine every day, but he never spent a single golden coin. One day, a thief saw the old miser hiding his coins. Once the old miser went back into his house, the thief went to the hiding place and took all the gold. The following day, as the old man came out to count his coins, he found it was gone and started wailing loudly. His neighbor heard the cries and came running, asking what had happened. Upon learning what had occurred, the neighbor asked, "Why didn't you just save the money inside your house where it would have been safe?" The neighbor continued, "Having it inside the house would make it easier to access when you need to buy something." "Buy something," answered the miser. "I was never going to spend my gold." When hearing this, the neighbor picked up a stone and threw it. Then he said, "If that's the case, then save the stone. It's as worthless as the gold you've lost."
A short story, The Palace and the Hut. A king decided to build a beautiful palace on top of a mountain. When the construction of the palace was complete, the king went to inspect it. He saw an ugly hut near the palace. "What is this hut doing near my palace?" the king asked the engineer. "Your Majesty, an old lady lives there. She says this hut is very near to me. We tried offering her money but she would not let us demolish the hut," the engineer said. "Let it be there," the king said. "It will remind me that there are certain things money can't buy." Moral: everything can't be bought by money.
Once, there was a man who visited foreign lands. When he returned, all he could talk about was the wonderful adventures he had and the great deeds he had done. One of the feats he told was about a leap he made in a city called Rhodes. "The leap was so great," the man said. "No other man can make such a leap. Many persons in Rhodes saw me and can prove I am telling the truth." "No need for witnesses," said one who was listening. "Suppose that this city is Rhodes, now show how far you can jump."
Short story, The Proud Pen. A pen once said to its cap, "You are so worthless. You have no purpose but to sit on my head. I am the one who really has a function to serve." The cap decided to teach the proud and rude pen a lesson, so he hid in a corner. The pen searched for the cap everywhere, but to no avail. Slowly, the ink on the pen's nib started drying. When the nib was so dry that it had become useless, the cap came out of hiding and said, "Now do you realize why I am so important?" Moral: do not belittle other people, everyone has a purpose.
There was an old owl who lived in an oak tree. Every day, he observed incidents that occurred around him. Yesterday, he watched as a young boy helped an old man carry a heavy basket. Today, he saw a young girl shouting at her mother. The more he saw, the less he spoke. As the days went on, he spoke less but heard more. The old owl heard people talking and telling stories. He heard a woman saying an elephant jumped over a fence. He heard a man saying that he had never made a mistake. The old owl had seen and heard what happened to people. There were some who became better, some who became worse. But the old owl in the tree had become wiser, each and every day.